This episode, first of all, Happy New Year. This episode, we talk about the best of 2018. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You've tuned into the Chocolate Dollar Show.
Hailing from the Midwest region of the United States, we introduce to you the Chocolate Dollar Podcast.
Oh, we probably should have gone over the thing one more time. Just we're talking about video games first.
Do you actually want to? And then we'll do the intro bit again.
Well, no, you can't beat that intro. So
Yeah, that was probably the
I
best
can
intro
always
we've
cut
ever
it in
done.
later.
No.
Or
I
cut
will-
the intro in later.
We gotta
Yeah.
be no.
Put that burp in like every 5 minutes.
No, he wasn't recording.
I wasn't
when had the
recording.
break.
I caught it the tail end of you guys making fun. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chocolate Dollar Show. My name is Jonathan, and here in the studio with me
Ed.
today we have. Okay, there you go. And then
And it's Noah.
Yeah.
And
who's actually here?
Grant's here, but he won't introduce himself.
Yeah.
Or talk this
In fact,
entire
yeah,
podcast
let's-
episode.
Out of protest, he's
Let's
still
just
mad
say
about
that.
the show being called Chocolate Dollar.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna be.
Was it like 3
silent.
years ago that we decided to do that?
Four.
4 years
Yeah.
ago.
It
Holy
was
smokes.
just before high school, or well, no, it was during.
Just before high
It
school.
was
So
freshman
8
year.
years ago.
Well, it was freshman. It was actually I think freshman year or something.
Okay.
Of that nature.
Okay. Gotcha.
Anyways, as stated in the intro or at the beginning or whatever, we're going to be going through. This is the annual Chocolate Dollar Award Show. It's the first
Yeah.
episode of the year
Heck
where
yeah.
we reflect on the previous year and we look at movies and video games. We used to do TV shows, but that just became too much to
Listen, the
handle.
market for TV is just so overly saturated that it's impossible for everybody to watch everything. So we were just like, heck it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
so
how many of us do watch TV shows?
I do, and actually, I will say, even though I haven't, we're not like naming them. I did watch Jack Ryan. I haven't finished it
I
yet.
didn't get to Jack Ryan.
Daredevil
season
Daredevil season 3.
They canceled my favorite show on Netflix, Those Heathens.
Yeah, it
Is it
sucks.
Daredevil?
Yeah, it was
Oh.
so good.
Yeah, but I would have to say honestly, for me personally, hands down, that would win out best TV show
Daredevil?
between the two that I've seen because it was so good.
All right,
Season 3 was so
you heard it here first. Daredevil season 3.
Hey,
Done.
we are doing it.
Surprise.
that gets an honorable mention with an asterisk of we're not actually doing this.
We're not-
Anyway, so we'll get things started with, as per tradition, we'll go ahead and start talking about video games.
Our favorites.
this year, yeah.
Did we play any this year? That's the question mark.
See,
I don't
okay.
think I ever even turned on my Xbox. I bought a brand new PC and I don't think I use that for games either.
So Cuphead gets Game of the Year. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, did we give Cuphead Game of the Year last year?
No, it was Breath of the Wild.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, because none of us played
It was-
anything but Overwatch.
But this year we were much better.
Yes.
we
We
were much
played
better.
2 games. 5.
What's funny is you're not too far off.
And
actually.
still only played Overwatch.
Yeah,
but
What can I say?
Well, yeah. So, like, we thought about adding the caveat this year that we did with TV shows, and the fact where, like, you know, it'll still, as long as it has active content this year, it would be up for Game of the Year with preference to brand new releases. So I think that'll still be something running forward, just because. But chances are, since we're playing video games more often, and most of us will be graduated by the end of next year.
GG.
We'll be able
Already.
to, yeah. Oops. Sorry.
yeah. I was like, most of us will be graduating.
Hey.
Ed's the only one already graduated.
It's the only one, but I'll be done by June, and Grant only has one more semester left. So
And then off to college.
Yeah, we're talking middle school graduation.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. but-
anyways, so
Fortnite won Game of the Year.
Okay, quick thing
Just
about
kidding.
Fortnite. I was hanging with my cousin the other day, and he was just like, "Oh, I play a little bit of Fortnite or whatever." It's a 14-year-old, and I was just like, "Oh, you know, maybe I don't mind not playing Fortnite."
Yeah, you're just like, I don't want to get into
Could
this
play
game
against
again.
my cousin a few times.
yeah, I had Fortnite installed, and Jeremiah tried it out because my brother, because he wanted. Baseball players play it like all the time apparently, so like he kept hearing
Because
about
it's
it.
the most casual game of all time.
Yeah, exactly. And so he tried it out, and he loved it. He loved the battle royale mode. However, and this is a good segue, he played Blackout, and he's like, "This is infinitely much better than Fortnite."
All right, so let's talk about Black Ops 4 then.
Yep, Black Ops
Let's do
4
it.
was not the first new game that we picked up this year.
No.
But I would argue it's a strong contender for Game
We've
of the Year.
definitely played it the most of the new games.
Yes, for sure. Critically may not be
No.
necessarily the best, but it did what games are supposed to do, and it got us to
Playing
it
a lot of it.
a
yeah.
lot. So
Agreed.
I really like it. It's my favorite Call of Duty in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Like probably Modern Warfare 3.
okay,
Like I've played that the most since probably Modern Warfare 3. And it does something that most Call of Duty games haven't done, and they drop the campaign,
yeah.
and that way they could do the Battle Royale for Blackout.
Which I actually was okay with. I wasn't sure how I'd feel because I know a lot of people play Call of Duty for the campaign. Like, you have two different types of people who play Call of Duty. You have the people who play it for the online. They might enjoy
Which
the campaign
is
as well.
most people.
Yeah, but then you also do have people that like they really enjoy the campaigns. Like the Black Ops campaign, the first one, that's probably one of my favorite video game campaigns.
The
that I played
first
through.
Black Ops?
Yeah, the first Black
that's
Ops.
good.
I don't think I ever played the campaigns, but then again, they were like your games, and isn't that kind of a go through by
Well,
yourself or
let's
one other
be
person,
let's
right?
be
Yeah.
honest though. I've completed a campaign for Jonathan's games before he
I
has.
still haven't beat Second Son.
I'm not surprised by that.
Oh gosh.
No, I think I think it's good. It's personally not my game of the year.
Okay.
But it does a lot of things that I think previous Call of Duties, at least previous recent Call of Duties, haven't done well. I think Zombies is really, really good.
Yeah.
Blackout, obviously a lot of fun. It's a new mode. And then the multiplayer is just as polished as ever.
Oh yeah.
That's not to say that the game's not without its bugs. I think
yeah,
it has
no.
a lot of bugs. It obviously, because it's Activision and it's a new Call of Duty, it has a huge not customization, but I want to say like loot box type thing, like monetization with that, where it's the game itself is a brand new game and it's $60, right?
Yeah.
And then it has its season pass for the DLC maps for Zombies and multiplayer, which is $50.
Yeah.
And then on top of all of that, if you want to buy all the brand new like specialist skins or weapon skins and all of that for its like quote unquote battle pass, then you're gonna have to spend a lot more money just on the COD points, and it's so greedy, and that's unfortunately the way that most video games have been going now, is that oh, let's just everything's pay to win. You have to pay for everything on top of this game that you already are spending $100 on, basically, if you want all the content. None of us have the season pass or battle pass.
And I think that's also a good argument you could make in favor of Call of Duty, though, is that you don't necessarily need the extra stuff because we've been doing just fine.
But like obviously, yeah, you
So
don't
just
need
get
the
skins and like.
if
What was the first one? The season pass.
the
thing?
season pass is all the DLC maps and like zombie maps and stuff that they're adding.
Which
It
Call of
does.
Duty's been
It does
doing that type
at
of
launch.
stuff
It
forever.
comes out with a lot of stuff. Like you have 3 fully fledged zombie maps, like unique and distinct on their own.
Yeah.
Which that's not the norm for most Call of Duty games either. It's usually like 1, maybe 2 zombie maps, and then like
I think the first
a
Black Ops had
handful.
like 5, and then they added a bunch out.
No, not the first one. The first one had the
Kino.
map 5, Kino, and Arcade.
Oh, that's
those were
right.
the 3.
That's right. You're right.
And Arcade's not really an actual, but like this new one, they added quite a bit at launch.
Yeah.
5, the one with the president.
Yeah, they actually remade that map for this game, but it's surprise, it's DLC.
Heck.
Yeah.
I think I would buy a DLC if they had a Kino remake.
Yeah, but like
But-
still, it's just that's so much money to be spending on one game.
Yeah.
It's really
It's like buy a second game.
well,
Pretty much.
no,
Yeah, but like you said, like
we've enjoyed it without all of that.
yeah, exactly. So I think it would be a strong contender for our game of the year, even
Because
if none of
we've
us
played it the most.
I am really hesitant to give Call of Duty
Yeah.
another accolade.
Yeah. Even though it's our accolade, but you know.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm also like, like you said, I my favorite Call of Duty before this one, and it's still probably my favorite Call of Duty is Black Ops, and that's mostly just like nostalgia fueled stuff.
That's
But-
the one that all of us like played
Bonded
together.
over.
Well, that's yeah, exactly. That was probably our first game that we together
Yeah.
collectively played like a lot of.
Yeah. And it did a good job in Black Ops 4 bringing back some nostalgia with having Nuketown and
It's a Call of Duty game. They have to have Nuketown.
Yeah.
That's basically
yeah.
Do they have it in every single one?
every Black Ops. Yeah.
every Black Ops
Ops,
title.
okay.
Yeah. But like firing range and some of those, and even mixing in some of those maps into the Blackout.
Blackout.
map.
Yeah.
So
We'll come back to
yeah.
Black Ops.
Yeah, we'll come back to it, but I think it's a strong contender.
Another game that we did play, but we haven't played
A whole lot. Of
hardly any of, is Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
That came out in February of this year.
Oh, I do remember that one.
Yeah,
Now-
we streamed that a little bit.
We've played a couple hours of it. This is a massive RPG
Yeah.
that I would love to sink some more time into and like play with you guys, but we're playing a lot of Blackout and Black
Yeah.
Ops,
Yeah.
and we're just like, it's an RPG. We'll get to it later.
Yeah. Well, and it's also the fact that like a lot of those games tend to be really intimidating as far as like I'm
Yes.
gonna have to put in a lot of hours
Yes,
on this.
it's not a
Yeah.
casual game.
To grind
No.
on it.
Yeah, it really is, because if you want to
out your
continue
character.
and kill more monsters, you have to start and kind of grind a couple times the smaller monsters so that you can build a little bit more equipment, get better weapons, better armor.
Just
and
grind
stuff.
on the small monsters.
No.
I mean, yes, but no.
But the game itself, beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great game.
Beautiful game.
I think the biggest thing, and this is just kind of I guess more of a minor thing when I think about it, but like the nice thing about Call of Duty, if we're drawing brief comparisons, is that you load the game. I can literally just like go over to Noah, click join game, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
In Monster Hunter World, I can do that, but then I'm like in the world, and it's this huge map, and you're like
Yeah.
on the opposite end, and I'm like, it's gonna be forever to go find him. Like,
Yeah.
there's not like a. I don't remember if there's like a fast travel to you.
I don't
thing
think
in
you
that.
could fast travel to camps near me. But like, yeah, in order to join the game, you have to like set up this whole thing. That's
And-
kind
and
of
that's
a
what
long
I-
process.
I remember that being like a really.
We figured out how to do a
convoluted
shorter
process.
version.
Yeah,
I think.
but it was still kind of like, why do we set it up this way? Why can't
yeah,
we just like join player?
It did seem like, why can't you just have a quick right from the start menu invite a friend?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does seem kind of like an obvious thing that it was like kind of weird that it was
Yeah.
behind some things. I don't know.
But since we've been focusing on the negative things,
Hmm.
the positive things are that it was a genuinely fun game.
Yeah,
I didn't necessarily feel like it was something that grabbed me the same way that other games have in the past, but it wasn't a bad game necessarily.
No, I think Ed, do you remember much of
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter?
Yeah, a little bit. I think part of what you guys were saying, I guess the word that came to mind was like the instant gratification with like Black Ops.
Yeah.
That you can just get destroyed for like 5 minutes and then have like 5 minutes that are real good or whatever, and then just go
Yeah.
back and get destroyed the rest of the time, and then we'll turn off the game, say no, and then come back tomorrow and then still
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like with this game that if I ran into a wall for too long,
Yeah.
for an hour or so, I probably wouldn't turn it back on much, just because
Yeah.
I guess with grinding games like that you need a little more dedication or hype.
Yeah,
and like
and
Yeah.
and that's
know
definitely
what's ahead kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely something like, it just comes down to the personality of who you are as a player. I don't see you having a ton of fun in games where you have to grind forever, unless we're able to like get you through
to
so far.
push you over that hump.
Noah
Actually,
and I
as
are
a kid,
wi-
I played more. Fate. I think I told you about.
Oh,
which
yeah,
is a
that's
game
right.
kind of like that. But this sounds bad to you guys, but like that was just me. I could do whatever I want. I didn't have to like, oh, come meet us here. Or,
Yeah.
Come do this. Hey, follow me here. It was more me just choosing whatever I wanted to
Yeah.
do.
Right.
So maybe I would choose something more like this for a single player.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Is that it is a single player game,
Yeah.
and this is the first I think Monster Hunter to actually
Have
have
multiplayer.
multiplayer.
Yeah,
in it.
I
I
don't know
could
for
I
sure.
could be wrong about
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
This is
But
the first Monster Hunter I've ever played.
It is a very seamless game in that like while you're hunting, you could be hunting one monster, and I think this has actually happened to us when we were playing. We were hunting.
They were
one
hunting you.
monster. Yeah, exactly. No, you were hunting one monster, and you're like kind of chasing it through different areas of the one biome, and then you come across another monster, and that's either going to attack you or attack the monster that you're fighting.
Oh yeah.
I know that's actually happened with Grant and I. I don't remember if
It's happened with
four
us.
of us.
It happened with us.
Yeah,
I
where
think-
you're like, oh my gosh, don't attack that because
Yeah.
that thing will
Destroy us.
murder our
Yeah.
families.
Yeah, and like is that unpredictability that I actually liked about that game.
Yeah, it's not like you go and you're gonna kill this one thing and then like that's that. It's like, oh, this could actually lead you a different way. You could kill it with a different weapon this time. Like you could, all these different things of
Kind of like dating.
It's like Tinder but with monsters.
Okay.
No,
I was chasing this one, but got attacked by him.
Yeah, I swiped right.
Anyway, so Monster Hunter World, I think, is definitely a contender. I don't know if
It's a great game. We need to play more of.
yeah.
And
that boils down to a lot of like, our game of the year is probably going to be chosen by like what drew us in more, what got us to play it more.
I don't think it'll be our personal game of the year, but I know that a lot of people have loved that game.
We can say it's a nominee for game of the year for Chocolate
It was in fact a nominee.
The other two that you said you played
Spider-Man.
Did you
for
do
the
anything
PS4.
with God of War?
I did not.
Okay.
What about
But-
Worms?
Was there a new Worms game this year?
No.
Well then,
Oh,
I mean, there
dang.
there might have been, but it wasn't
Bummer,
enough to get
dude.
me to There might have been, but I didn't get it or try to play it.
So let me talk about Spider-Man PS4.
Okay, go
No,
for it.
in the new Worms, you just start with one less character, so it saves you the time of committing suicide accidentally.
Accidentally jumping off the lead because
Yeah,
you
it's like-
forgot the stupid effing buttons. All right, Spider-Man PS4. Oh my goodness, this game was marvelous. Get it? Marvel. All right, I'm
that's
done
all
with
you're
I'm
gonna say,
done
yeah.
with bad
That's
jokes.
like me saying I'll see you next year after we leave here, which I'm probably going to say to you. But
Anyway, yeah. So Spider-Man PS4 was fantastic. It does some different things with the characters that you don't expect, and so you're like, basically, it starts you off. This isn't a spoiler. You're Doc Ock's apprentice, basically, before he becomes Doc Ock.
okay,
right?
yeah.
And so it's just you and Dr. Octavius like building stuff, and like Peter has been Spider-Man for about 6 years now, and the first thing you do is take down Kingpin. Like that's the first boss.
Okay, that's cool.
It does a lot of cool things with how the characters interact with each other. Miles Morales is in this. He's, Spider-Man of the other universe. He just had his own movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But this game is so much fun. Like, it immediately, like, there's a 2-second cutscene of Peter in his apartment, and then you're immediately swinging out into New York. Like, it doesn't waste any time
Okay.
getting you into the action.
So, because I know that a big concern for it when all the advertisement material coming out for it was that it's basically just going to be like a quick time, like a bunch of quick time events.
No. And that's the thing with most PS4 or PlayStation games is, like, it has a bunch of quick time events. I never felt like there was that many. I don't remember.
That also
that
doesn't
many.
necessarily make a game bad. Game from a gameplay
It's not very
from a technical
intuitive
perspective,
or, like,
no. But
doesn't really pull you in. The game itself, fantastic. The music for it, like, very, very good. Like, as soon as you'll be like perched on top of a building, and then like you'll jump off, and as soon as you jump off, the score just like starts to swell, and you're swinging. You're like,
that's cool.
and it's really cool the way it upgrades. Like, even swinging through the city, you feel like you're getting better at or learning new things and upgrading your swinging, basically.
Yeah.
But then obviously the combat and like there's stealth portions, but those are like kind of not really, like, you don't have to do stealth because you're Spider-Man. But if you do, like, it's
Like Tom Clancy. Game.
yeah, exactly.
Splinter Cell.
Yeah, but like the combat, fantastic. There's a bunch of different like side missions with different like little mini bosses too. It's a really, really polished, really well done game. I haven't played any of the DLC, but my roommate back in Virginia has, and he says it's like really good and actually continually gets harder. The DLC does, so you're always being challenged.
Sounds like fun.
I will say my biggest complaint with this game: Mary frickin' Jane Watson missions. So this game, for whatever frickin' reason, is like, hey, you're playing a game as Spider-Man. You want to play as Spider-Man, right? Just kidding. We're gonna pause the action and make you play as Mary Jane. It's so boring. It's so mind-numbingly boring, and I hate it. You play like as Mary Jane 4 or 5 different times within the game. It's either Mary Jane or Miles before he comes Spider-Man.
Is
Yeah.
it like a cool play as Mary Jane
No!
first-person shooter? Kinda
No.
Like, oh, help Spider-Man.
It's a stupid stealth mission where you have to like distract guards or run around guards, but you don't have anything to do. You just have to wait until they look the other way, and then you're like,
Oh.
like kind of jog to the other. It's so
Okay.
boring, and I hate it so much.
It sounds like they were trying to like go for more creating that cinematic feel of like Spider-Man has friends. But
Here's the thing. There is
Right.
a cinematic part where you do play as Mary Jane, where you actually tell Spider-Man who to take out.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he, like, comes out, like, down from the ceiling, like, webs them up and pulls them out. That was kind of cool, because you're like, oh, I'm seeing Spider-Man from a different perspective
Yeah.
of, like, taking out these guys,
Yeah.
like, quietly.
yeah.
I've done that.
But, like,
Other games.
just let me play as Spider-Man, right? I paid to play this game so I could play as
But
Spider-Man.
the majority of the game, you are Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, well,
Spider-Man and Mary Jane.
yeah. Mary
5
Jane.
times.
Okay, so quick tangent though. That sounds like a really fun mechanic where you play as one character and then you flip and you play the same mission as another character, but like it's a ghost. The other character you played as before is a ghost of your
Oh, like
previous
how you
game.
do things.
So you could create some really interesting like
I don't know how they would do that, but
yeah. Anyways,
Anyway.
so that's
and
Spider-Man.
like I'll have another quip about the things that I didn't like. There's like these things in the game where it's like a puzzle basically that you have to solve of like it's like electrical engineering of like you have to find
Like in
where the current
is
is
it
going.
Bio? Whatever game Grant really likes with the
Oh.
Big Daddy.
Oh,
Bio has-
BioShock.
Bioshock. Don't you have to like make the pipes go in the right?
It's something like that. Yeah, where it's just you have to
Yeah, just a little puzzle.
You have to
for
do, like, a connect the
unlocking
dots
things.
type
yeah,
thing.
basically, and like it does that quite a few times within the game, and you could do it more in order to get more upgrades. I thought they were stupid. Like the
Okay.
game, even when it's quote unquote like for the main quest to do those puzzles, you can skip it, and I'm like, why would you have a skippable puzzle? Like just
Main-
don't put it
main
in
campaign
there.
element. Yeah. All right, cool.
It
Well,
was a good game.
so I think that should definitely be nominated, but simply because
I mean, we're talking about it, so it's nominated.
yeah, but simply due to the fact that Ed hasn't played it, I haven't played it. Grant can neither confirm nor deny right now if he's played
He
it.
hasn't played it, but he watched through the whole thing.
Okay, so see, he did the same thing with God of War.
He watched
Yes.
through it.
The sucky thing is that I don't think any of
We can't talk about God of War
No.
because none of us have actually played it.
Yeah, exactly. I rented it from GameFly. Woo! Just before Christmas with the intention of playing it a little bit every night at least.
Play it right now.
But you also know that it's Christmas, and
You
so
done
that
goofed.
means like
You
late
done-
nights
you done
with family and all that type of stuff.
It
So
came out almost a year ago. Like it came out in like either January or February.
yeah,
Is
exactly.
that the one with where he is a kid? Where we watched the
Yeah.
trailer?
Grant
Yeah.
Grant did tell me though that just based on him watching an 8-hour gameplay of it, like
8 hours?
yeah, he
the
watched.
main quest is more than that.
Well, he watched 8 hours of the gameplay, is what he was
Wow.
telling me.
Grant's
Uh,
dedicated.
Well, like it was split up over time.
Yeah, he didn't like watch it in one sitting. That'd be nuts.
Yeah.
But he told me just based on that alone, he would be willing to give it Game of the Year. So I guess we can honorably mention
But
it.
he's not here.
Yeah, exactly. So
And we
that,
didn't play the
Grant.
game.
so
We got to talk about Smash Bros.
oh yeah, that's the other one. That
Wait,
gotta
did
talk
Siege
about
come
Yeah.
out this year?
No,
No.
Siege came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So
We
let's-
just-
those
we
are the
just
three
started-
games I played this
we
year.
just started playing Siege this year.
Okay.
yeah. Let's go ahead and oh no, we started late last year, didn't we? No, we did this year.
No, we
Right.
started this year.
Yeah, all right. So let's talk about Smash Brothers a little bit, and then we'll give a Game of the Year, and then we'll have to talk about movies, and then we'll briefly go through most
Music.
anticipated music.
Best music of the year.
Yeah.
Smash Bros.
I only
That's-
played it once. My thoughts were you didn't unlock
played as
Toon Link
Yoshi.
until the very end.
Listen, man, that Toon Link spanked me when I was Ganondorf. I couldn't beat him.
Yeah, and who was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be his rival. I'm gonna
Okay,
destroy
well,
him."
I didn't realize that he was gonna be like a level 9 CPU and
Always
trash me
expect
when
a
I'm
level
playing
9.
as
You
Ganon.
lucked out in that tournament, getting that level 1.
I fought a level 9 and kicked his butt.
Yeah,
but
but
the
you
level
still
1,
got, like-
we did a tournament where we were like playing a bunch of random like characters and like random CPUs, and one of the first battles that I had was a level 1 Incineroar, and the poor guy, I think
He was bad.
he got one hit on me, and I was Wario, and I healed up to 0%, so I JV4'd him. So it was a rough time for that.
JV4.
JV4 is when you have you're full on your 3 stocks, but you don't have any damage done, so it's like a 4th stock basically. That's what it is in tournament talk.
So JV is like they're so bad they're JV,
Yeah.
and you have 4.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Something like that.
I figured.
Rob though getting level 50.
we
before the end of the
leveled
night.
up as amiibo to level 50.
Yep.
This is like one of the best Smash Bros. I think since
Yeah.
ever. This is my favorite Smash Bros. Ever.
I think one reason that I enjoyed it quite a bit too is because I was actually kind of getting how to use the controls to perform.
I think you should play as the Belmonts next time we play, because you use special moves so often and they revolve around their special moves.
Okay, I'll try it out.
Simon Richter.
But yeah, I didn't feel like I was button mashing the whole time on this game. But I enjoyed it a lot. It had some.
It's a faster paced Smash, and it everyone's here. Like, that's their slogan. Everyone's here. They have 70 some characters. And
Do
they're
they really
bringing
have
more
everybody from
DLC.
the old games?
Yeah, every single character that has ever been in a Smash Bros. Is
Playable.
in this game. Yeah,
Playable.
which is awesome.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, just because I never play with a GameCube controller, I was more peeved about that. Just because, I don't know. To me, it felt a lot slower. Maybe it's just because
You're not using a Wii remote.
Yeah, I'm probably the only person who complains about that, but I am used to the Wiimote, so I was more just like...
Because you didn't play any of Smash 4. You've only played Brawl.
Yeah, I only really played... Well, I did play a little bit of Smash 4, but
Not much.
not much. I did... Yeah, no, I just played Brawl.
Yeah.
But it has a huge, fully fledged like single player mode basically in World of Light. Of like, it's like a story basically.
Is it like the...
It's not like
Brawl?
Subspace Emissary.
it's
No,
not
not like that.
It's first person?
Yeah, it's a first person
First
shooter.
person's fighting.
I
Yeah.
always wanted a first person Kirby.
Can you imagine what that would look like? You're just
It
like,
would be horrifying.
your eye like goes up, but you
It would
see
be
wind, and you see the person like.
like struggle to like hold on to the edge of your mouth as you inhale them into a sweet, sweet void of death.
Your movement speed just goes way down.
Ooh.
No, yeah.
We haven't played a ton of Smash either.
It is also the most recent game.
Yes,
that came
yeah,
out.
It came
on our
out
list,
like a
so
month ago. But gosh dang, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So so our 4 nominees for Game of the Year,
Spidey.
2018: Spider-Man, Black Ops
Smash.
4, Smash, and Spider or
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. That's right. I know what I'm talking.
All right, let's talk about it. If you were to pick one, Ed, of those 4, what would be your favorite game of those 4?
I'm always a sucker for Smash. We did put the most hours, or at least I put the most hours into Black Ops.
Yeah.
I know you guys were talking about how it's not like the most critically acclaimed or whatever. It's just another
Yeah.
Black Ops, but you know,
That it's not a bad thing.
I feel like
necessarily,
of Monster Hunter, maybe it just wasn't my cup of tea, and then Spider-Man I didn't play, so I guess I don't know about that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess by default I'd kind of have to give it to Black Ops.
Yeah.
Just because of hours I played, and that's the only one I really know.
And that's where I was leaning to. And like I said before, it's not because it's a critically fantastic game or because you can like say that technically it's a masterpiece or anything like that. But for me, it did what a video game is supposed to do. And when I was thinking about playing games with you guys, oftentimes the first game I was thinking of was Black Ops. Especially this later half of this year. Before, it was mixed between Siege or Overwatch.
I still think Overwatch.
Yeah. Well, and like those are in the mix too. But like ever since we started playing Black Ops,
Yeah.
my mind has always just been like, well, even like when I wasn't thinking about playing video games with you guys, I was just thinking I was thinking about Blackout and like wanting to play Blackout and get a really good Blackout game in, and then like all that type of
Well,
stuff.
it's funny because like we assume that that's the game that we're gonna play together now is Black Ops,
Yeah.
and so I'm like,
That's the
hey, do you
default.
guys want to play? And Ed's like, I'm getting on, and I'll get on, and he's be like playing Overwatch. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'll admit I at least switched to play Black Ops, which is
Yeah.
Yeah, that does say something.
Yeah.
Because Ed is like, I don't want to play anything unless it's Overwatch. That's generally what Ed. But he's like, all right, I guess I can play Black Ops.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Ajax.
Your boy Ajax.
Sucker for
If
consistency.
Ajax was
I'm bang going out.
if Ajax was in Siege, I think Ed would play.
Ed would play
Ed would
Siege. Yeah.
more
I don't know. I was telling Noah about this the other day, but
Yeah.
I like to play games where I at least perceive that I can do well, and for
Yeah.
me, I don't pick up games quick, or if I do, I like see you guys and I'm like, oh well, you could be this good, but I'm this good, so I just don't really have fun
I think
there.
you're
It's
better
like-
than you give
I
yourself
don't
credit
think.
for,
Yeah.
Ed.
And I think that like as long as you're having fun in the game, who cares how well you're doing? You know.
That's why I just play Overwatch. I always have fun.
Anyway, so I think it's safe to assume that the Chocolate Dollar Game
I
of the
think
year
it's gonna be
2018
Black Ops.
is Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Which is a surprise.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No,
Here we
it's
are.
not normal. It's not normal.
Not normal. No.
Not
At
normal.
least it's one of the Black Ops title though, because that's
yeah,
why. Yeah. So
congratulations,
congratulations, Black
Black
Ops
Ops.
4, your Chocolate Dollar Game of the year.
It's because of
2018.
this freaking Mary Jane Watson this is Spider-Man, dude.
Well, and the fact that neither of us played.
Well,
it. But
yeah, well, that too.
So,
All right,
Good.
so movies.
yep. So,
We watched a lot of. Wow, I did not expect that. We're not going to describe what Ed's doing right
yeah.
now. But
So it's unmentionable.
something. It's something. Thank you for putting that away.
Anyway, so movies. There was a lot of good movies this year.
There were quite a few, yeah.
lot of good movies. I have to look at my list to remember.
I don't
remember any of
I
them.
honestly couldn't tell you how many movies I saw this year. But there were
I
a lot.
saw a lot. One movie I'm really upset that I didn't get a chance to see was Ready Player One.
You didn't see Ready
No!
Player One? What is
No.
wrong with that? Is
Everything.
exactly your movie.
Everything is wrong with me. That's what it is.
Oh my gosh! Not going to be movie of the year, but what is wrong with you?
I'll admit that I was a
We're
little-
all disappointed.
Stop eating into the microphone, you madman.
I was a little disappointed because I was very like I love my girlfriend, but sometimes like she causes me to miss movies
Because
I'll be like,
see this movie.
I
And you're
want
like,
to see, yeah,
but I don't want to.
yeah. It was just like, I said like I kind of like to see this movie. And she's like, okay, cool. And like so sometimes what I'll do is I'll ask her like, would you be heartbroken if I saw it without you?
And then she's like,
And then she's
yes.
like, I would be a little hurt or disappointed. Blah blah. So I'm like, okay, fine. So
you need
know,
to put your foot down, man.
I know. So like we
You missed
did-
out on RPO.
Yeah, we didn't end up seeing Ready Player One in theaters, which then I was never able to rent it at any point between now and what. I'm going to see it though.
But there are a lot of other great movies.
Yes,
let's talk about
so
those.
Avengers: Infinity War for sure.
Obviously,
is in the
big
running.
one. Obviously, the big one.
I liked Black Panther.
Black Panther was good. It was a good movie.
I also like Christopher Robin.
I didn't see it. Heard it was poo poo.
I don't know. Okay. Here's my list. Here's my list of my personal favorite movies that I saw this year.
That came from this year.
Black Panther, Avengers: Infinity War, Christopher Robin, Incredibles 2, Solo: Star Wars Story, and Mission Impossible: Fallout.
Wow. Half of those were garbage.
You both know you need them. No, they play that for the commercial.
Oh, that's right. They did play that for the commercial.
Yeah.
Because I never saw the movie, but I listened to that because I like the.
That's an old Imagine Dragons song too.
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5 years old. Anyway,
Yeah.
Um,
So what were your favorite movies that you saw this year? There's probably other movies that I saw that I like.
here's
more,
the thing,
but-
right? Grant's not here to make like an argument for my favorite movie of this year.
What was your-
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It was
Oh.
so good. It just came out earlier this month, and it was so good.
Did we just
Yeah.
like have Noah talk about it and then just splice in Grant's commentary? Actually,
yeah, he's
like a
gonna-
commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll be like, no, but here's the thing.
Anyway,
Spider-Man
go ahead
Into
and
the
talk about
Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
I can't talk about it enough, and I'm not going to talk about it all that much either
It's good to
because
share
you guys
things
didn't
like
see it. But
I appreciate
gosh,
it.
dang, it was good. It had a great story that was emotional, had some twists. Tells a very unique story. We've seen Spider-Man origin stories billions of times, but this is a new Spider-Man, and it actually retells the Peter Parker origin story in a very funny way. In the old movie
How's
that
his
we
origin funny?
Uncle Ben gets shot. That's hilarious. R.I.P. Uncle Ben. It's It's fantastic. The artwork is very unique. Beautiful music. The soundtrack's fantastic and a lot of fun. I had a smile on my face the entire movie from
That's
start
good.
to finish, and I can't say that like about
for a lot of movies.
really any other movie. It was so good, and I loved it. If it's not the Oscar animation of the year, I'm gonna riot. Basically,
It
it was
did.
so good.
Look, just watching the trailers, which I realized trailers can be really hit or miss, but it did strike me as one of those movies that would be like good.
Yeah.
And
it was.
So I'll be honest. My initial reaction to it when I saw the trailer was the fact that it was the second post-credit scene of Venom,
Oh.
and so it's just like that was.
Venom came out this year. Ooh.
I didn't hate Venom. I didn't hate Venom.
Yeah, but you're a lot easier on movies than I think I am.
Oh yeah, no, I don't disagree with that at all.
I thought Venom was stupid, but since I don't really care about Venom, I was like, oh, this is a good see it once.
Yeah.
Wait, you saw Venom?
Yeah, I saw Venom.
Yeah,
I did
he
not
saw
know
Venom.
that. I think that should be our movie of the year.
Okay. We've all seen it.
Boom, movie of the year.
I'm trying to.
Also, are you done on Spider-Man? Because I wanted.
Yeah, well, I'm done.
Oh, Ant-Man and Wasp came out this year too.
No, I don't want to.
We're not. That movie was not good.
I actually wanted to see it, but I was just going to mention with Black Panther that I kind of had it ruined for me because a lot of people told me it was really good. So I actually went in with
Higher
too high
expectations.
expectations.
Yeah,
And
that'll
so that when
happen.
I saw it, it was like a decent movie, but to me, it didn't blow me away, and
It
that's what
wasn't-
I was expecting.
Yeah, it wasn't the
It's-
10 out of 10 that you
Yeah,
were
so for me,
expecting.
it was kind of, I guess it sits in my mind as like it was okay. Which,
Yeah.
maybe I'll rewatch it. and
I honestly
see, but-
think that the third act of Black Panther is what hurt it. Like, it was really, really good, and it does a lot of great things with its villains in particular. The villains are great in Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
But the third act is just like, oh, it's more superhero CGI fest. Like,
Yeah.
that's like, I was kind of expecting more from you, movie. But like,
Yeah.
it was good, and it has a really great story, and like, it's very funny because you don't see this, I think, in any Marvel movie, but the hero actually learns from the villain in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
And like,
It's not about him overcoming-
The hero changes
Yeah.
because of what the villain does,
Yeah.
and that never happens in a superhero movie, which is like, wow, that's great storytelling
Yeah.
right there.
I got ticked off because of the rhinoceros.
What?
Because I was just like, I saw that, they're trying to bring in like cultural things, which
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah.
But it's a rhinoceros. It's not bulletproof. And if it is, make it.
You're like,
make
bring it down.
Like there's some things that just like, okay, well, that
It brought you out of the movie.
it
was
brought me out of the
too
movie. It's like
ridiculous.
that's too much imagination.
Yeah.
Like, I can't
Well, and the
even
rhino looked rubbery CGI as heck. So
Yeah.
I think there was one or two other things that were kind of like that for me, but I only saw it once.
I only
we
saw
all
it
saw.
once too.
And like I said, I
Avengers
did
are-
think it was I did think it was a good movie, just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all saw Infinity War though.
Infinity War was great.
I liked Infinity War.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
I think that met
Even
and-
if it wasn't a Marvel movie,
yeah,
it was.
I think
just
it
a
met
good-
and exceeded a lot of my expectations
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Thanos was
Best villain.
arguably the main character of the movie.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And I was really happy they did it that way.
Yeah,
because
I
that's
agree.
with that many characters, and like without feeling like you're getting cheated of certain characters or having to pull Lord of the Rings and have an extended edition release later,
Yeah,
where you have like a 4-hour movie where you focus on each person, blah blah blah. They did a good, like that's how you do a movie with so many freaking heroes, is you focus on the villain, because the cool thing about Infinity War, and I said it when we talked about it earlier this year, is the fact that like you don't necessarily agree with him, but you can understand his perspective as a villain.
Yeah, you
Like,
are sympathetic.
yeah. There's more to it than, oh, he's a bad guy we need for our
He wants
heroes
to kill
fight.
people.
Yeah. Like Loki was the only other.
He's just a bad guy.
kill people, man. Like with other previous, like, and Marvel movies have all been great, but like that's been my biggest thing, is that a lot of those villains are very much like they're evil because they need to be.
Yeah.
Whereas with like Loki, Warmonger, and
You mean Killmonger?
Killmonger, that's what I meant to say, and
Killmonger?
Thanos.
He was Eric Killmonger's the bad guy in Black Panther. He's Michael B. Jordan's character.
So those are like the three bad guys that I felt like other bad guys had reasons for being evil, but they wasn't like I didn't feel
They
like it
weren't
was as fleshed out.
sympathetic. Yeah.
Whereas these characters, it was very much like there's a reason they're bad guys, and like it's like a Joker where there's a philosophy that like you understand,
Even though it's really backwards, but like you can understand. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was good. It was so good.
I'm so pumped for Endgame.
We'll talk about Endgame. But Avengers was spectacular.
Yeah, one thing I did and didn't like, the part that I didn't like is that with all the characters, I tend to like to attach more to one kind of thing. And I know with this movie, I think they did pretty well showing everybody doing something. But sounds dumb, but like I was really glad that so many people died at the end.
Spoilers.
Because it was, well, died, you know, asterisk.
They're gonna bring it back.
But because I think at least for some of this next movie, they're going to be able to roll. I would totally be fine with going most of, not the whole entire movie, with just these characters.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, well, hey, because I would rather this be a
More condensed.
really focus on the main Captain America, Thor, Hulk.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Iron
I think it's
Man,
going to.
and I would be totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that it's going to be their last song, their last dance
Yeah.
with this Endgame movie.
That being said, it looks like Chris Evans trolled hardcore earlier this year because they had wrapped filming Endgame, and he had a very emotional thing that he put out on Twitter, and like, you know, everybody was really sad because they're like, oh, it's the last time he's playing Captain America. But then like the directors of that movie were like, we don't know what he's talking about. He's not done.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing with the flip side of that, the Russo brothers are also known to troll the audiences
True.
too. And they even, like, as their Twitter picture, did you guys see that picture of Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, and Jake Gyllenhaal, where they're, like, at a Christmas party, but they told Ryan Reynolds that it's an ugly Christmas sweater party?
Oh.
Have you not seen that
I
picture?
haven't seen that
Does
picture.
he
I'll
have a
have
picture
to-
of like one of the other ones?
Yeah, well, it's really funny because like Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds, or Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman aren't wearing like Christmas sweaters, but Ryan Reynolds is, and so like it's just really funny. And the Russo brothers put that as their like Twitter picture, where
Okay.
like they're saying that they're trolling the fans.
Okay.
So it was pretty funny, but yeah, we've talked enough about Infinity War, and I think we're going to continue to talk about Infinity War
Yeah.
till the end of days. So let's talk about a different movie then.
Okay. So we have Black Panther, Infinity War, and Spider-Verse. What is the third movie that you guys want to nominate? Because apparently Noah doesn't like the ones that I listed out. That I like.
Well, I think Mission Impossible was good.
Yes.
I don't think it's
My favorite Mission Impossible so far.
I would completely disagree with that. I
Okay.
think 4 and 5 are better than Fallout were. But I think it was good, but it also does something that I really dislike in movies, in that it gives away its own twist. Like not even like you could figure out the twist. It literally just gives you the twist. Spoilers for Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill's the bad guy, and like they literally show you that he's the bad guy within the first like 30 minutes of the movie.
They kind of display that
and
in the
then
trailer.
they act
Like they lead you on to think that that's what it is in the trailer.
But then why
too.
did the rest of the movie act like it was some big twist that he was the bad guy then? I hate when
I'd
movies
agree
do
with
that.
I'd agree. Yeah.
So wait, you mentioned the Solo movie too that came out.
Yeah. Solo, Star Wars story.
Seems like a long time ago.
It came out in May.
That one actually went. That was, I think, the opposite of Black Panther for me, where I heard a lot of people saying it was
negative.
crap.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And then I went
when you
in-
watched it and you're like, it wasn't
I
that
was
bad.
yeah. So maybe it was just still a mediocre movie, but because like I obviously kind of forgot about it, so it wasn't.
Yeah. It didn't do anything. It wasn't it wasn't the Star Wars movie. Like, it doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie came out this year, and that says a lot about it. But I also think a lot of that is just due to the fact that, like, not a lot of people saw it in theaters because they, for whatever reason, I felt like it deserved a better showing at the box office because I didn't think it was a horrible movie. It definitely had its things, but you know, it's also a Star Wars movie, and so it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird because I liked it more than Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was poo poo.
I'm aware.
That's just personal.
We've argued about this.
Yeah, it's just personal, it's just personal preference. But like, it didn't really accomplish much. Like we knew, like
Yeah.
we learned a little bit more about Han than we did before, but it's not like that was a
It didn't
pivotal
advance the story a lot.
information. Yeah,
Which it doesn't sound like that those movies are really supposed to do that, because you like Rogue One.
but then
didn't
why
really,
make them? And I think that they are
Because it's
reevaluating.
Disney.
Yeah, they are reevaluating
Yeah.
how they're doing the Star Wars movies and their spin-offs and all that.
Yeah.
But like it just felt like they even set it up for a sequel that we're definitely not gonna
Which
get.
I'm a little disappointed about that, because I do want to see what happens with that chick and all that.
Well, yeah, and
type
they
of
show
stuff.
off like spoilers. We're gonna have spoilers, obviously,
Yeah.
because we're talking about these.
Spoiler
movies.
warning.
They show off Maul for no reason, and the only only diehard fans would know about Maul and like what he's
Yeah.
been up to because they've watched obviously the Clone Wars TV show, all these other spin-offs like the Rebels
Yeah.
TV show. Like only diehard fans
Yeah.
would know about Maul, and even then you're throwing him in there what for fan service? Like that
Yeah.
it doesn't help your movie at all.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
was awesome though to see. Like it was a good fan service moment, but
It was
as a fan, I
cool,
like it.
but it's not
critically as a
needed.
movie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's basically what
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Do you want to mention it, or do you want me to mention it?
A Quiet Place came out.
A Quiet Place came out. I'm assuming you haven't seen it.
No, I haven't.
Okay, but at least the majority of us
yeah.
here have seen it. So
I
I have
it's,
heard good things.
okay.
You what now?
I've heard.
Yeah,
not
good.
Do
heard
you
it.
care if it's spoiled for you?
We're not gonna spoil.
We're gonna try not
a
to,
lot.
but just in the.
I probably won't see it. So yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't really like scary movies, but
This was
it
an
was-
exception though.
gosh, it was good.
They did a good job, because here's the thing: I didn't
So
feel like,
good.
even though A Quiet Place is technically a horror movie,
yeah,
I didn't feel like it was a horror movie.
like
I
there are
felt
scary, and,
suspenseful,
yeah, tense moments,
but it didn't like. I didn't.
but it wasn't like
I feel like a lot of horror movies celebrate, not like directly, but like the whole point
a
of it
lot
is
of
that
times
everybody
it's
dies.
grotesque
Yeah,
and like over the top.
yeah, or that like everybody's gonna die, or like there's brutal death, or whatever.
and there definitely were
yeah, but it
definitely
was it felt more in the sense of like
people die.
it felt more it felt more appropriate to the story. Like it didn't just kill people for the sake of killing people. It like there was reason why that person
and you learn,
died.
yeah, you
It
learn more about the
affected the story.
characters,
Yeah.
through what happens. Yeah,
Yeah, and it was really good, because that's a really good way to build tension, is to rely on the sound. And
yeah.
yeah. Although I will
it's
say
crazy
my,
how we rely on sound and stuff, and this story told a fantastic story with very little dialogue.
John Krasinski is slowly becoming like one of my
Frickin'
favorite actors.
Go John Krasinski.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
He was awesome. And then, of course, the lovely Emily Blunt was in it.
Yep, his
And
wife in
they're
real
married.
life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually knew that.
And
Yeah.
the kids did
proud
a
of
good
you.
job too. Like
Yeah,
it's
the child
hard for
actors
kid
were
actors to
impressive,
be
yeah.
good, and like these guys were good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the one of the actors plays a deaf girl, like, and that's kind of like,
she's deaf in real life.
and she's actually
she's
deaf.
a deaf
Well,
actress.
it's
Yeah.
pretty useful in that world, I guess.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it was good, and like I didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
It was an emotional. Like I teared up at the
Oh,
end.
yeah, no, I totally did,
Not
too.
gonna spoil it.
I
for
take
Ed.
it she dies.
Yes.
And not hear anything.
And I love how they set it up for appropriately for there could be a sequel to it.
They're writing a sequel. I don't think it's gonna be the same family though.
Well, that's okay though. Like
Yeah.
I'm okay with like
Exploring that
different
world and
families.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So
It was very very well
yeah,
done.
so I think that's a good solid 4 movies to have nominated. Unless there's something else you guys want to also add to the list.
Well, what are the other ones, just so that you could say? You were mentioning, like, what, Deadpool 2?
yeah, Deadpool 2 came out.
Wow.
The
yeah, it
Harry
came
Potter
out-
one.
It was really early. It was like February.
Holy smokes.
Yep. Crimes of Grindelwald.
Incredibles 2, did you mention? that?
Incredibles
Yeah,
2
Incredibles 2
did
came out.
It's
Christopher Robin came out. I liked Christopher Robin.
Incredibles 2 is it was good. The problem is it actually re-hits a lot of the same beats that they did in the
Yeah.
first Incredibles.
Which there's give and take to that, because like when you think about, well, they're trying to appeal to kids, but it's also the fact that like
But we're not kids and we're trying to look at this
Yeah.
critically, so we have to look at it
I'm
critically.
Yeah.
Chad.
You what?
you're a kid.
Where a kid can be a kid.
I enjoyed it enough to like say that was a good Pixar movie, but like not movie of the year.
All right, let's just be real. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. All right. Infinity War is gonna be our. It's gonna be our movie.
What do
I
you
was
think?
gonna say Quiet Place, even though I've never seen it.
I
Like,
think A
legit.
Quiet Place comes in second,
Yeah.
followed by Black Panther, and then
Are we We're doing this by what we like.
Yeah.
Correct. It's our favorite.
yes.
We gotta go with Infinity War.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
Because even though A Quiet Place was a good movie, I enjoyed Infinity War a million times more.
And
Yeah.
you can also add to that Infinity War had hype. It lived up to that hype. Whereas with me, A Quiet Place is like, that looks interesting. And then I was like, oh, this is amazing.
It's a good movie.
Like,
yeah. It's just like, oh,
So-
this is a surprise. It's so good.
Yeah. And I would give it to Infinity War. That was my favorite movie this year.
Yeah.
I saw it 3 times in theaters.
I saw it,
Only
I
3?
think,
Yeah, I know.
twice in theaters at 2 or 3 times in theaters. And then I've seen it 2 or 3 times on like DVD, Blu-ray, whatever you want to call it now.
VHS.
After it was out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got a VHS copy of it. It's crazy.
They made that?
Wait,
I
do
have-
they even
I have
make
to
those
re-
anymore?
No.
VHSs? Heck
Well,
no.
no.
I didn't know if you could be like specially asked.
Oddly enough, though,
Yeah.
they do make PS2 games still, which is weird.
What?
Yeah, like I think it was like
What?
a FIFA that came out or a couple of years
No.
ago.
What?
The PlayStation 2 version of the game.
Fact check that. I don't believe that. We're not. No,
I
cut this out. Get out of here.
Anyway, so
I would play it. Oh,
so
I wouldn't.
Infinity War.
Avengers: Infinity War wins Movie of the Year for
Hey.
2018. Yay!
Grant, dang it all, you weren't here to help with Spider-Man,
Spider-Verse.
man.
Yeah, Spider-Verse. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked good though. I'm sure that I would have been right there with you if I would have had the chance. to see
Yeah, if you would have seen it.
it. All
All right,
so
let's talk about next year.
yep, we'll do 2 quick. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time,
No.
just because we don't know too much. We're going to do
Anticipating.
in replacement of most of best TV show. We decided to do most anticipated video game,
And most anticipated.
and then
movie.
we'll also do most anticipated movie of 2019.
It's gonna be End Times or whatever.
End
End
Game.
Times. Yeah, it's actually the
Okay.
next Left Behind book. End Times. They made another movie.
Okay, so to me, there's 2 movies. Actually, no, 3
Actually,
that I
just
can think.
one.
Are we
of.
doing movies
It's
or games
End
first?
Games.
Let's do games.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll
go
come
with
back to
games.
movies. Most anticipated video games coming out next year
That we
that we're know of.
know that's coming out in 2019.
Anthem is.
I
is this
think
set
we
for
get-
2019.
Yeah, 2019. It's coming out in February.
Gears 4.
Gears 4 came out. You mean Gears 5?
Oh, Gears 5.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Anthem. The only reason that I say that is because the developer CD Projekt Red that did the Witcher games, they're coming out with Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
But they haven't set a date for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's coming out
Oh,
next year or if it's coming out in 2020.
The Division 2 is also set
I
for
don't.
next
I
year.
don't give a crap about.
I'm just mentioning games that
I don't give a heck.
What about No Man's Sky 2?
Stop.
I love that Ed is the one who made that joke.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, you
seriously.
like that?
that was good.
You know, I think so. I'm looking at all these games. There's a ton of good stuff that like is interesting, but none of it is.
Good stuff. That's interesting.
I think I would agree with you. I think that Anthem
Anthem's probably gonna take it.
is probably
what kind of game is
gonna be
Anthem?
most
For
anticipated.
It's-
the people who don't know about it.
It's
AKA you.
a third-person shooter. It's similar to Destiny, but you have different.
BioWare's making it, isn't it?
Yes, BioWare. They made Mass Effect and the Dragon Age games, but it's not like that. It's a multiplayer game. And we're probably gonna get it, so you'll play it. Don't worry. It's an open world shooter, third-person shooter, where you each have a different like suit of armor. So basically, all 4 of your friends are gonna be different kinds of Iron Man. So you'll each be like a different suit of Iron Man. Like one of us will be Hulkbuster. You'll be like the main Iron Man suit. I'll be like a sleek, like invisible, stealthy Iron Man suit. Like
They
but
really are
they're-
kind of like Iron Man. suits, though.
yes, I
Okay.
mean like they all active. Like they fly. You have limited thrusters, but like that's just
But-
for gameplay
Yeah.
purposes. And then like you'll just go through and each person will do like probably a different damage type.
Okay.
And you'll all like interact with each other and like kill these like little mini guys, and there'll be bosses and stuff. So it's like that.
I definitely think not to go. always going back to Overwatch, but like the playing a different role on a team, I've really enjoyed that, and I think that's something that
I think it's probably going to be less
like for that,
dependent on that. From
Well,
what I can see,
yeah, like
but
it's not hugely dependent upon roles, but roles are important and they do help.
Yeah,
but like you could use it.
Yeah, and like you can switch out your weapons and stuff, and you can actually switch between the different like they have 4 main suits of armor. There's the Colossus, Interceptor, Ranger, and Stormbreaker. So those are the 4, but you can actually, before you guys go out on a mission, like, hey, you mind if I run as the Interceptor this time? And like, you'll be like, oh yeah,
you're bad at
that. I'll try the Colossus this
it's probably
time.
going to be what Noah says.
Yeah. No, you're bad. I'm not letting you do it.
Actually, Jonathan,
no,
Colossus is horrible on this map.
I guarantee I guarantee you that is going to be a conversation we have. It's going to be like, you know what? No,
He's just not good. He's not good.
Dude, they need to buff him. They nerfed him to the ground last patch.
Anyways,
don't use him.
So I think we could safely go ahead and
Anthem
put
is-
Anthem as our
We'll go with
most
Anthem for
anticipated
now,
video.
yeah.
Not necessarily saying that it's going to be good because time will tell.
It could be bad.
Yeah, it
But
could
it's
be bad.
We're anticipating playing that game.
Yeah.
Together.
Yes.
All right, most anticipated movie. For me, 3 stick out. Episode 9 for
Yep.
Star Wars,
No.
Endgame,
Yep.
Avengers, and Captain Marvel. Those are the 3 that I think of.
Oh.
Those are the 3 that I think of when I think of
I'd
2019
definitely
movies,
pick
though.
Far From Home, the next Spider-Man movie, before I'd pick Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel looks
Is
like
that set for 2019? I didn't
yeah, it
realize
comes
that.
out in the summer.
Okay, well, I'll add that to my
July,
list then.
I think. Yeah, here's the thing with Captain Marvel. It looks like B Marvel movie. Like it looks like Marvel's putting out their B material. Like the trailers make me think it's going to be like the first Ant-Man or Doctor Strange, where it'll have some really cool visuals. I'll have fun with it, but that'll be it. Like it's not going to tell a super huge brand new story.
They're just
It's-
previewing a character. And
yeah,
then
it's just
throwing
like
them in there.
here's a character that we're going to use in the next movie. Okay, cool. That's
What I
fine.
would-
I'm still gonna go see it because
Yeah.
it's Marvel, and I'm gladly give them all my money.
I didn't think that was going to be our most anticipated. I was just putting out the 3
It's-
movies I
it's
think
coming
of.
out.
The 3 movies that I think of 2019 are those 3. Like
Episode
episode 9 and Endgame I think are going to be
they're our top contenders.
really hard to narrow down between the 2 of them.
I gotta go with Endgame because I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in this
Toy
next
Story
one.
4 is also set for 2019.
Yeah, don't care.
Toy Story 4?
Oh, and then
Yeah.
the Lion King and Aladdin.
Again,
live actions.
don't care. Stop giving me more Disney crap. All right, let me talk about Marvel.
Wait, is it
Glass.
Marvel?
God-
Disney?
oh, Shazam! That was the other one that I was thinking of.
I am okay.
That one
I
looks
am
fun.
excited about Shazam. It does look good, but nothing is going to top the Avengers for me personally.
You know,
I
if,
I think
too
I would
excited.
agree with that after
if
seeing
Star
the
Wars
trailer.
Episode 9 topped it, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
But then
I would
again,
love
yeah,
to
I
see
think
Star
most
Wars do well.
anticipated, yeah, it probably.
Especially
Yeah.
after people were just so pissy about what happened with 8. Like, I don't have a huge problem with 8. I think it has obviously some glaring issues and some flaws with
Do you
it.
think 7 was better than 8? Or do
Yes,
you,
I think 7 was the better movie.
I would agree with that.
But like a lot of Star Wars fanboys are just hate on it because it's different.
Which that's actually a topic that I think we're going to get to
Yes.
in 20.
We are going to talk about more Star Wars stuff
Star Wars fanboys.
because we're
Yeah.
nerds and we
well,
like Star
and also
Wars.
that whole idea of like fan base toxicity
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Preview for what's coming in 2019 from Chocolate Dollar.
Yeah, be anticipated for more talk.
Chocolate Dollar gets into the weeds on something.
For me, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the Avengers like story-wise in the next one.
Same here. And the trailer did a lot.
The trailer's
for me.
it's very teasery. It doesn't show really anything
I like
that'll
that.
happen.
But I almost
Yeah,
prefer
I like that
that.
too. Yeah.
I prefer the teaser format versus the here's the plot points.
No, we just said
gonna
that.
get
You
into
have to
it.
pick something.
yeah, you just talk about
I'm
something else.
elaborating on it though.
Do you remember the old Pixar commercials?
Oh yeah.
Where they bounce on the eye.
No, but like
That's
the
the
old
intro.
Pixar
Yeah, I know.
commercials showed the characters doing something
completely different from the movie. It was like a 1 minute short film.
Yeah, like
the
Mater
characters.
runs into a bunch of bees.
Yes. Okay,
Or
I got what you're saying.
Dory and Marlon talk about.
It's more showcasing the characters. But
Yeah.
Well,
it's
and
not
that's
actually part of
that's
the
the crazy thing, right? Is that it's this huge blockbuster of superheroes, and the trailer didn't show any action whatsoever.
I know it was all dramatic.
and it's like one of the most watched trailers of
Yeah.
all time within 24 hours or something like
Well,
that.
I mean, like also coming off the heels of Infinity War, that makes sense.
Because they've done so well with all of their characters and their movies that people genuinely care, and they're like, I don't come to see the action anymore. I want to see what happens with these characters
characters.
that I love.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy that they've done that, and good on Marvel for they've made this culture basically of this decade of literally 10 years of these movies.
This decade's version of Western movies is definitely Marvel.
This
movies.
generation is it's the new Westerns.
Yeah, exactly. Which that's another topic that we'll get into later this year.
Westerns.
So we'll go ahead and nominate our most anticipated movie of 2019 is Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
It's nominated by Chocolate Dollar.
Nobody's surprised.
Yep. All right. So really quick before we finish though, speaking of 2019 for Chocolate Dollar, we got something to announce.
What are we announcing?
So, starting in January, that's when this episode's come out this month. We're going to be taking a break from releasing episodes in January.
Yes.
So this is Chocolate Dollar stuff. And starting in February, we will release. We're going to start what is called season 2 of Chocolate Dollar.
After 4 years, we're finally coming out with season 2.
Yeah, everything up to this point has been season 1. So
Which is what, 7 episodes?
It's like 60.
close
almost.
to 60, yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
under 60, I think. So
Just like
then we're going to release weekly from February to
February.
end of May. And
Release once in February.
take
That's
June
season
off,
2.
and then take
We'll release weekly in February, from February 1st to February 8th.
and then we're gonna just take off the rest of it. No, so until the end of May, and then we'll take a break in June, and then pick up again and rinse, repeat, and stuff. So expect more from Chocolate Dollar. We've got some cool plans. We're in talks for some fun ideas for episodes and
And even
different types of projects.
beyond the podcast, for those of you that exclusively listen to our podcast, we're coming out with even more things
Yep.
along the lines of shorts and
short films, web shows,
web shows,
mini series,
and video games
and video game videos.
videos. Not
Yeah.
just games, because we're not
Not
we don't
game
know how to
developers
program that.
yet.
All right, well, speak for yourself. I'm not gonna learn that nonsense.
So yeah, we've got some exciting plans for 2019, and we're pretty pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that
Thanks
being
for
said,
listening.
Yeah. I hope you guys had a happy new year.
What?
Boop boop. Boop boop. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Chocolate Dollar
I quit.
Show.
I can't work with that.
Until next time, this is Chocolate Dollar. Oh, I guess listen to the show on iTunes, cross-platform, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, all that fun stuff. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And until next time, this is Chocolate Dollar signing off.
Thank you for listening to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Check in next time.